Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Live Week 6 Simulation Football League action as the Portland Fleet enter the shipyard at home here to take on the Houston Hyenas. I'm Andy Hamilton, and joining me in the booth tonight, Ryan Caudill. Ryan, we should have a good one ahead of us.
This is definitely going to be a good one. Portland is looking for their first win of the season. You know they're going to be fighting hard, and they're going to be playing to win tonight. Houston going to do their best to try and stop them. They're coming off of a win against Mexico City. They had a huge pick six at the end of the game last week. They're going to look for an even bigger play here today.
Benjamin Warner and Mark Chisholm are joining us in the stats truck. Cameron Irvine producing our games this evening as always, and we are in for a good one. Portland wearing orange with white numbers tonight. Houston wearing white uniforms, black pants. Portland come in at 0-5, trying to get their first win, and Houston come in at 3-2 with one of the better offenses in the league. It is going to be a tall task for Portland to try and slow them down, but if anyone has the pieces to be up to the task, Ryan, it's probably this Fleet team.
Yeah, you're right. They definitely can do it. They've got a young core of players that are really hungry, looking for their first win, and I think they can do it tonight.
Houston in town to take on the Fleet. Damon Simeon, the owner of the Houston Hyenas. Jacob Bouvet, the owner of the Portland Fleet. The Fleet will kick off to start this game. David John, the kicker, 6th round pick, number 95 overall from San Jose, will put the ball on the tee and send it deep for Houston, and we are underway on Twitch. Return here will be brought out across the 25 and punished at the 27. Nice hit.
You know, Kai Cash is actually one of the better returners in the league. He is top 5 in punt return yards and number 2 in kickoff return yards. He's definitely a threat to run one back, and we'll see if he can do it here today.
Let's run through the Houston offense. Kentez Johnson leads the way. Warren Murray and Stephen McMichaels make up the backfield. Leroy Brown, DR Sim, Brian Horrell, and Dax Lewis the receiving threats. Alistar Johnson and Zane Zello are the linemen. First play from scrimmage is a Johnson throw left side, caught for first down yardage. Catch made by Leroy Brown.
Yeah, just a good quick throw to the outside, and they're already starting to get this ball rolling. Their passing offense is obviously one of the better ones in the league that we've seen, and Portland's really going to have to hunker down, especially on those outside near the sidelines if they want to win this game.
The number 4 offense in the Simulation Football League getting the win at home against Mexico City last week in a nail-biter, 42-31. First give to Warren Murray of the night is good for 4 yards.
Yeah, straight up the middle, you'd think, well, they have a great linebacking core, Portland does, so you'd think maybe not too many runs up the middle, but they're not afraid to test it.
Excuse me, that was 5 yards. Check that. Now McMichaels and Murray in the backfield, 4-2 nickel look out of this Fleet defense, which actually takes one of their linebackers off the field. Doesn't matter, Warren Murray dropped in the backfield.
Yeah, just the big man, number 64, Bernard Patterson, getting in there in the backfield, beating his block and getting there before Warren Murray even had the chance to make a move, get to the outside, try to do anything. Brought down. Good play for Portland.
The number 19 defense in the Simulation Football League. These Fleet trying to get off the field here on 3rd and 8. 5 wide for Johnson in the shotgun. The 5th-year quarterback fires, caught, first down, fumble. Ball's on the turf, it's forced out, and I believe Portland fell on top of it.
Wow, that was a really close play. We'll see if Houston decide to challenge this, because the catch might not have been caught there. He might have dropped it early. It looked like he might have gotten the feet down, and Portland, obviously, with a big turnover here, this is going to be huge for their momentum.
Mel Davis forced it. Chris Stock fell on top of it. Houston will challenge. My, confusion here is either way, it's not really the result Houston was looking for. It's either a turnover or an opportunity to punt and flip the field.
Yeah, you're right. I think it's definitely more of a field position thing here. But it looks like he caught the ball,
Well, I don't know.
well past the line to gain. I'm not sure.
Yeah, that was about as close as it gets for Portland. I don't think they mind too much either way. A stop on the opening drive. It will be overturned, so Houston will have the chance to punt and is not going to lose a timeout. So that was probably the best case scenario for the Hyenas, and for Portland, you are going to get the ball anyways.
Yeah, good defensive stand for Portland. They gave up an early first down, but they're able to, come down, strap down, and not let Houston kind of get out into that open field, get out ahead of them. Good job by the linebackers to force that.
Oh, almost came after it. Brian Adams just got that one away. Here's Art Vandelay. He will bring it out to the 25 as we go through the Portland offense. Matt South, the veteran quarterback, his third season in the league. John Trusman and Jacob Farmer are the backfield members. Art Vandelay, Gene Valentine, Connor Weston, and Nelson Lozano Jr. make up the receiving threats. Lozano, a tight end, and Scooter Smith, the tackle, is the last member of this offensive unit. The 22nd offense in the league, lots of room to improve, will face the 16th best defense in the SFL tonight. First play from scrimmage is a Matt South throw underneath, which is good for 6 yards, complete on the outside.
And like you were saying, it is a bit of a mismatch with the offense and defense, though Portland's offense hasn't really been able to shine too much. Could be because of the tough defense they've had to play. Houston with a little bit of a weaker side of the defense. Hopefully Portland can get the ball going here.
2nd and 4. They give right up the middle. Trusman, walk in the park, picks up 3.95. They're going to mark him an inch short.
Yeah, he was just on that line to gain. Houston with a good stop. Now we have a 3rd and inches. We'll see if they go to Trusman again. He got those 3 yards pretty easily. We'll see if he can get them as easy here on the second time.
Could also, well, Farmer's not in the field. I was going to say, could also go to the big fullback. It is a 5-2, 5-3 look, a goal line look out of Houston. This could be dangerous. Matt South going to throw, floats one, far side, go in and out of the hands of the receiver. What a throw. It was the right throw to Weston over the top against a very heavy goal line defense. Portland just couldn't hold on.
Yeah, an absolutely beautiful throw there by Matt South. He gave him that high point ball that all wide receivers want to get, and it was right into his hands. But the defender making a good play, Everett Garrison, just hitting the ball right out of Weston's hands, and now Portland is going to have to punt here.
That'll be interesting to watch that, Ryan. As a play caller, I know that goal line defense, if you ever get it against a wide formation like that, like the 4 wide, you might be in for a long night. For Houston to show that early could spell trouble for them later down the road. Here is the punt from the Fleet. That one was close as well. Dominic Birkin getting this one off, and Kai Cash will only get out to the 28. Let's run through this Portland defense for you. Robert Brar, Derwin Nuevo, Bernard Patterson, and Gary Burney are the defensive linemen. Mel Davis, Amon Takes, and Frank Champion make up one of the best linebacking cores in the league. Chris Stock, Derek Majors, Bob Funk, Dakota Johansson, and Shaud Allen make up the secondary. This defense, like we said, lots of room to improve. 19th in the league, but a very young unit at every position other than linebacker. Nickel look. Johnson fires out to Murray on this left side, and he will pick up 3.
Yeah, and like you're saying, it is a very young group of players for Portland. The new franchise, all the players are going to be fresh in from the minor leagues. A lot of guys from Ottawa and Birmingham. Both those teams had some great defenses that carried them deep into that minor league season. And they obviously liked what they saw. And coupled with a great linebacking group, this defense can be a threat here in the years to come.
2-back formation. We see this out of Sioux Falls a lot. 3-4 look out of Portland. Here's the give up the middle to Murray. Murray, little stop and go, but he just stopped. Didn't really get back going after he slowed the feet down.
Yeah, and the linebacking core, yet again, getting a really good stop there on the running back. Warren Murray, he's one of those guys. I think he's one of the best running backs in the league. 6.8 yards per carry this season is good for first in the league. He's really hard to bring down. Those attempts that he gets, he always makes the most out of it, and Portland's going to have a tough time with him tonight.
Floater backside, tipped and incomplete, was looking for DR Sim, and Portland stays true, gets another stop. Derek Majors with the deflection.
Yeah, Majors making a good play on the ball. Looks like he had the receiver beat just about the whole way. Right when the ball comes in, he tries to jump the route, almost gets the pick, but otherwise a great play for Majors.
Major's a quarterback in the SFL minor league, so if anyone has the idea of what routes might be ran, Major's a good one to keep an eye on. Second punt from Houston. This Portland defense gets 2 stops in a row. Now Vandelay will get the return out to the 32, and let's go through the Houston Hyenas defense for you. Wolf Justice, Chris Joseph, Mike Baker, and Tina Begin on the defensive line. Brody Gulch, Alex Perez are the 2 outside linebackers. Jacob Clear and Everett Garrison are the 2 superstar cornerbacks. Brady Clark, Kai Cash, and Ethan Kai round out this secondary. And Garrison and Clear, 2 to steer away from. Garrison, a 99-yard pick 6 last week. I'm sure we'll talk about that a couple times. South, out route, deflected and incomplete, and that was Jacob Clear right on cue.
Yeah, just like you said, you say his name, he appears, makes the stop. It was a good play, jumping the route, and South has to be careful around these cornerbacks. If he wants to limit the mistakes, he already has 12 interceptions this season, so he definitely needs to protect the ball, make sure his team is getting their hands on it, not the Hyenas.
3-2 look here out of Houston. 4 receivers wide, 3 to the bottom of your screen. Matt South stands in the gun. South going to throw on an all slants play, fires across the middle, caught, first down yardage to the 46.
That was a really good throw and catch. I didn't even see the ball land into his hands. There was so much traffic, but Matt South able to thread the needle through the defenders in this slant pattern, and Art Vandelay making a good catch, and now the first down of the game for Portland. This offense might be getting some little steam going, might be getting a good drive here.
Brady Clark comes in to clean that one up. New set of downs here at the 46, just barely still on their side of the field. The first down would flip onto the Hyenas territory. 4 wide here. South going to dump it out to Truzman out of the backfield. Gets going a little bit, picks up 6.
Yeah, it's one of those plays that a lot of defenses are very aware of, and so it's hard to get a good gain whenever you do that dump off. But Truzman running hard, still getting a solid 7 yards out of it. Now you have a 2nd and short. This is where the big play could come in.
4 down linemen for Houston. They will give off this left side. Truzman trying to get the legs moving, picks up a couple, just a couple inches short. 3rd and very short. That's a close one. I mean, possible to pick this up.
Yeah, it is, and we'll see if Houston comes back again with that 5-2 defensive set you were talking about last time. And if Portland can recognize that again, they might be able to take advantage of it.
It is the 5-3, excuse me. It is against 4 wide, so an opportunity here for South to take a shot. He takes a short drop, dumps out. Truzman easily has the first down and more up to the 38-yard line. A first down for Portland.
Yeah, he saw the middle of the field was all crowded. The defenders were defending that part of it very easily, expecting a run. The dump off was just wide open for Truzman. He was able to get an easy 6-7 yards out of that.
New set of downs here from the 38. Another 5-3 here. Here's South going to throws on the out route. Caught, inbound, 6-yard pickup catch made there by Connor Weston, the leading receiver for this Portland Fleet team.
Yeah, and coming out of Albuquerque, Weston looked like one of the best players on that entire offense. I really think it was a great pickup by Portland to get him in the draft. They got him in the 2nd round, 13th pick, and I think he's going to be a great player for this Portland team for a long, long time.
347 yards coming into the night. Both Matt South's touchdowns this season. South over 1,000 yards. Here's the give to Truzman right up the gut, and Truzman picks up another couple, and we talked a little bit about Truzman and how they need to get him going if they want to have some success. One of the backs that has struggled this season so far.
He definitely has struggled the most, and hopefully with these carries that he's getting these short yardage situations, and he'll be able to pick up those first downs.
5-3 defense again. Here is South going to throw. Out route there is caught and turned upfield. First down yardage again. You guessed it, Weston.
Oh, it was actually Valentine making the catch there. It looked like Weston, but still another great play for Portland, getting that first down. And now this offense is really starting to drive. They're getting these short plays, the 4 or 5 yards. They had that dump off to Weston. They had a quick run by Truzman, and these dump offs and the quick short yardage situations are getting them moving up the field very effectively, and they're in field goal range. They're knocking on the door here.
4 receivers wide, 3-2 look out of Houston, single back in the backfield, south short drop, quick turn. That is a nice completion for 8 yards. Turning around almost immediately was Vandelay, and he was wide open.
Yeah, really good play there, able to change his momentum. He had to stop on a dime and then pick it right back up to get upfield. He goes out 5 yards and ends up getting 8 out of it. This Portland team is really doing a good job of making something out of these short situations that they're getting, and it's resulting in a really good drive.
And off, Truzman, right side, no, still short of the first down marker. It seems like every time they hand him the ball, he just ends up an inch short.
He just comes up just close, just onto the line, and he sits on it, and they never give it to him. He's got to be frustrated, not able to move those chains. But now we have a third and manageable situation. This is one where Portland can really take a good chance here, and they can get some yards.
Well, kids, that's what happens when you don't eat your vegetables. Always eat your greens and drink your milk. You'll be able to pick up first downs. Handoff, Truzman, right side, stop, the line to gain. And that will force Portland into a field goal attempt.
Jacob Clear again making a big play. We said he's great in the passing game, able to get past deflections and defend the throw really well. But there in the run game, he's able to step up, make a really good open field tackle, and not let Truzman get that extra inch that he needed.
Offense still on the field here, 4th and a yard. Farmer, the fullback, 2 tight ends off that top side of the formation. Truzman actually out of the game, and they will take a timeout. Tried to get Houston to jump.
And Portland's offense, they are 2 for 5 on 4th downs this season. So maybe that had something to do with it. Their percentage is not very high. But still, they've gotten the 2. I figured they might, go for it, be aggressive early on in the game. But early on with the 0-0 score, what could be a low-scoring game, they obviously want to get the free points.
Well, momentum now swinging Portland's way with, we thought it might have been their way with the fumble earlier. And then as they overturn that, they counter it with a good second drive from this Fleet offense after collecting information, and they send on David John to attempt this field goal. Kick on the way, and it is good from 29 yards. The Portland Fleet take a 3-0 lead, and Ryan, you have to imagine that for their momentum and confidence is good.
That's got to feel amazing for that offense. I mean, being able to go out there, put the first points up on the board for a team that's been struggling in the past this season, they've got to feel really good, and that momentum is going to carry throughout this game. Matt South has got to be gaining confidence. Truzman has got to be gaining confidence in his running. This team is going to start to pick up steam like an engine, and like a ship engine even. They're going to try to get forward.
Portland in a lot of close games relying on their defense to stay strong, and they will take an early lead here 3-0. Cash brings it out to the 25, and this Houston offense comes back out. Third drive for Kentez Johnson and the crew. Johnson 2 of 4 so far. 3 attempts for Murray, just 3 yards. They've pretty much stuffed him up.
Yeah, Portland defense has really been stepping up against this Houston offense, only allowing 1 first down so far. We'll see if that continues here on this drive, or if Houston can try and finally figure it out.
Johnson to throw, fires across the middle. That is caught. Leroy Brown there to the 42. Right time, right place. That's a first down.
Yeah, that is exactly what you want from your wide receiver as a quarterback, and the wide receiver wants that ball every time from the quarterback. Just a really great play. They've got some great chemistry on the field, and even though Brown takes a hit, he'll love to take that hit every time if it's getting him the first down for his team.
Well, and if we know anything about Warren Murray, we know sometimes all it takes is 1 play. So 3 attempts, 3 yards might not mean anything, because you could have 4 attempts and 200 yards at the end of it. Here's the flip out, and that'll be a catch good enough for 2 yards. Catch made there on the outside by Corey Barkley.
It's just a real quick play, not able to get quite upfield the way he wanted to. Looks like Johnson led him a little bit out of bounds quickly. Now you have a 2nd and 8. Houston has got to get either some short yards. They need to convert here, because the 3rd and 8 is so much harder to convert.
2nd and 8, Warren Murray, I believe, up as a receiver on the top of the formation. Johnson alone. He's going to throw. Stands in the pocket. Delivers. Caught. First down yardage there to the Portland 44-yard line. Dax Lewis with the catch.
and a whole group of Portland Fleet jerseys there. Lewis somehow makes a catch. I really thought that could have been intercepted by the Fleet, but making a good catch, and Houston is starting to get this drive going, starting to try to reverse the momentum into their favor.
Portland in a 4-2 nickel look, playing bump on the outside. Two linebackers in here. They give to Murray up the middle, and Murray stuffed again. This defensive front for Portland is not biting, and Mel Davis makes a tackle for loss.
Yeah, Davis and Brar got there first, and just a really good play from this defensive line. You see he got off his block. Fullback completely missed him. He makes the great open field tackle. Portland Fleet's defensive line, their front seven, has looked so strong here today.
And they'll need to stay strong against a solid running back. 2nd and 12 forces Houston into a passing situation. Johnson stands in the pocket, has to finally check down to the receiver, and that will go just back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, Bob Funk coming up with a great open field tackle there, and those are so hard to make, especially in that outside. And now Houston has a 3rd and 13 here. They're going to have to pass, going to have to get some kind of big play here if they want to stay out or into field goal range, and they want to stay out of a punting situation.
4 receivers wide. Johnson under center. 7-step drop. Moves up in the pocket. Fires, and it's knocked down. Incomplete. Davis got a hand to it, and that will end the drive outside of field goal range. Houston will have to punt for the 3rd time tonight.
Portland defense coming up huge on that drive. They were able to make the stop just like they wanted. And Houston, their offense hasn't quite gotten going. They haven't found that thing to make them click. But today, hopefully, the Portland defense, they're going to try to hold them up.
Ryan, coming into tonight, Portland had the worst rushing defense in the SFL, giving up 135 yards per game. At that, punt is beautifully down at the 4-yard line. Great punt for Houston. Will pin Portland deep, but when you look at Warren Murray, the best back, one of the best backs in the league, if not the best, struggling against a on paper, weak rush defense.
Yeah, he only has 1 yard in this game on 4 attempts. It's really something special that Portland has been able to stand him up. And we'll see if this offense can do with some bad field position what they did last drive and get up the field on some short plays.
South takes a shot, and it's in and out of the hands of the receiver. It was a good shot there, in and out of the hands of Weston.
Yeah, another one of those plays that just hit the tip of Weston's finger. He doesn't have enough sticky on the fingers to bring that ball in, and just another incompletion.
That'll set up a 2nd and 10. This will be the last play of the first quarter. Portland with a 3-0 lead, have the ball deep in their own territory. 2 in the backfield, they'll give to Truzman. Oh, man, Farmer missed 2 blocks, and Truzman went nowhere. That'll take us to the end of the first quarter. 3-0 Portland on top of Houston here at the Shipyard. For Ryan Caudill, I'm Andy Hamilton. Don't go anywhere. We got a great game for you. So this Houston defense trying to get off the field here, facing a 3rd and 9 at the Portland 5-yard line. This Fleet team trying to advance the ball and not have to punt it back to Houston's offense. South under center. He is going to throw. Out route here is caught and tackled out of... No, they're going to mark him out of bounds. Incomplete pass. Either way, Portland's going to have to punt.
Yeah, another throw to Connor Weston. Well defended by Houston. Looks like they end up giving him the completion there. It's still not enough. He wasn't past the line to gain, and Weston, just another play that he couldn't quite come up with the first down. And now Portland, they have to punt here on a drive that they definitely don't want to.
Dominic Birkin is in. Kai Cash awaits this kick. He stands at the 45-yard line and will bring it just back to the 44. But good field position for this Houston offense.
Yeah, exactly. That offense last drive got up the field, didn't quite get there. Good punt by their punter. and limiting Portland to not getting that first down. They couldn't quite get out of their own end zone. So that results in a great field position. And Houston, if they can do the exact same thing as they did last drive, they'll end up with a touchdown.
Week 6 Simulation Football League action. Portland, the home dog, up 3-0 here against the Houston Hyenas. Johnson, 5-step drop, hit as he threw. It's incomplete. The pressure coming up the middle from Patterson was too much.
Patterson the first round pick, second pick overall in the draft this year, coming up, paying dividends, getting a quarterback hit there. That was huge for this drive.
4-3 look out of Portland's defense. 2 in the backfield. Stephen McMichael's in front of Warren Murray here on 2nd and 10. They'll give off this left side. Here's Murray. Murray gets loose, and he is out to the 29. And we said it there, Ryan, on the top of the broadcast. Sometimes all it takes is one.
Yeah, you're right. Just one play, and Warren Murray finally giving us a view of what he can do. Gets to the outside and a burst of speed out once he gets into the open field. He looked like he could have been gone there because of how fast he is, and it was a tough tackle to bring him down. Now Portland here, Houston is getting towards field goal range, so Portland needs to be able to hold them up.
3 wide here. Nickel look out of Portland. Murray offset to the right. Johnson changes the play. Short drop. Out route throw is caught for 6 to the 23.
Yeah, just a solid out route there. I mean, if you're getting 5-6 yards every play, you'll take that. And that's kind of what Houston is doing here. They're going for the short yardage and then the occasional big play like we just saw. And if Warren Murray can break out into some big plays like that and the offense can continue being consistent, they'll have a good game in front of them.
Twins to the bottom of the screen. 3-4 look out of Portland. Murray is the lone back. McMichael's not on the field. Handoff Murray on this left side. Murray down to the races, and he'll get to the 12 before Mel Davis can wrap him up.
Yeah, Mel Davis saving what could have been a touchdown there because of how fast Warren Murray is. He gets to the outside, and Davis ended up having to chase him for a few yards because he's just so fast out there in the open field.
That will be the battle tonight that we talked about, Ryan, is that linebacking core of Davis, Takes, and Champion trying to keep an eye on Warren Murray. 4 receivers wide, 4-2 look out of Portland. Murray, the lone back at bunch formation here. Quick throw, caught by Leroy Brown. 6-yard pickup.
Yeah, and it was good for him to hold on to the ball. It looked like that ball could have been stripped by Mel Davis. He got his hands on it early, and he got hit early. But a good job by Houston, able to hold on to it.
2nd and 3. They can pick up the first down without getting into the end zone. Would need to be at the 1. Goal line here for Portland. All the linebackers are in. Handoff Murray. Not happening that time.
Yeah, they go with that outside route, but Portland actually able to penetrate through that offensive line. Amon Takes getting to him first, bringing him down in the backfield for a tackle for loss, his 8th of the season.
Two in the backfield, 3 receivers wide on 3rd and 5. They give Murray right side. Murray trying to get the angle. No, short of the line to gain. The Houston offense is stopped, and Portland will get a bend but not a break.
Yeah, the fleet coming up huge there on that goal line stand. Houston tried to pound it in with Murray. They tried to get in there, but they just couldn't. The linebackers, everyone on that team stepping up on that drive, limiting the damage, and now we're just going to see a tie game here pending the field goal.
Nico Cappuccino puts it up and through, and we are all knotted up at 3, Ryan. It was a good Portland drive and then some field position battle, and Houston with good field position converts to tie this thing up.
Yeah, and that's exactly what you want. Of course, you want a touchdown, but as long as you're getting points on the board, that is positive outcome for the drive. And we'll see if Portland can answer here. Even though they got the first points of the game, nothing since on their one drive that they had. They need to be able to get the ball going here, do exactly what you were doing with South and Trusman, kind of change it up and, you know, do that dual threat offense that you have.
Matt South will lead this offense back out. tough week last week in the loss to Louisiana, 18 of 39, 46% passing, 171 yards only, 1 interception. This season, over 1,000 yards, but 2 touchdowns to 12 picks. Keeping track of the ball is going to be something they want to make sure he does all night. Oh, Truzman demolished on the right side. Everett Garrison has brought his hitting shoulder pads tonight, Ryan.
Oh, that was just nasty. Truzman's going to wake up feeling that one in the morning. I am sure going to need an extra ice bath after this game.
Well, if the Portland fans can appreciate defense from their side, they have to appreciate a hit like that, whether it's on their running back or not. Give Truzman left side. This time, Truzman. Oh, walloped by Clark this time, but still a solid run, and Truzman little slow to get up.
Oh, poor Truzman. 2 plays in a row. He goes out there trying his hardest. He gets, into the open field like he wants, but the Hyenas just making him pay for it. It's just a rough outing for Truzman.
Chat room loving these hits on twitch.tv/SimulationFL. South on 3rd and 3. Finds the receiver, finds the first down. Nice throw. Not trying to do anything too crazy. Just hits Lozano there for the first down.
Yeah, and that's what you want from your quarterback. You don't need to get the entire, 60-some yards to get to the end zone. Right there, you just need your 2-3 yards. Get past the first down marker, get past the line to gain, and keep this drive going.
Time continuing to roll, Ryan. At this rate, we are way on pace for the under. Over-under set at 45.5 by Jack's data. That's South, corner route, no, incomplete, and he's lucky that he didn't pay for that one. Clear was in the area. He was trying to find Valentine.
Yeah, and it's so dangerous throwing with these cornerbacks involved. Clear able to get his hands on the ball, break up any play. He almost had a pick there, and 52 almost able to come down with it. So Houston's defense, their cornerbacks, really stepping up in this matchup tonight.
That was Alonzo Hamilton trying to make the play. Great last name, not as good hands. That'll set Portland up 2nd and 10 from the 40-yard line. Their own 40-yard line, trying to get onto the right side of the field. Trips tight here to the bottom. 6:10 to go here in this second quarter of play. South, 5-step drop. Going to take a deep shot down the middle. Tipped up and incomplete. Was trying to go over the top there for Weston, and the safety stays true.
Ethan Kai making a good play, and the defensive backs for the Hyenas have stepped up huge in this drive. Even though Portland's going for some deep balls, they're going for the plays, which I really admire out of a team that's offense hasn't really been producing as much. At least they're trying. They're not giving up at any point, and that's what you want to see if you're a fan.
5 receivers wide, 3-2 look out of this Houston defense on 3rd and 10. South fires, caught across the middle. A first down conversion. Weston hauls that one in.
Yeah, good play by Weston, able to keep the drive going, and just a simple slant is all you need. Hit your man in stride, he gets the play, takes a hit, but these Portland players have been taking hits all game long. They're used to it.
Tied up at 3, Portland using all the time they can on this drive and really, working that clock, which I think is also a benefit here, Ryan. Here is the give, left side to Truzman. Truzman picks up a couple more.
Yeah, and a good stop by the defense on that drive there. Everett Garrison, we've called his name just about 1 million times here tonight because he's all over the place. Making the plays in the backfield, breaking up passes. He's really an all-around cornerback, and he's exactly what you want as a defensive coordinator.
Split backs in the backfield, split spread here. Nickel look out of Houston on 2nd and 8. South going to take a shot, throws underneath, and that is caught. No. Did they say he caught it? It's a little confusing, Ryan. Catch made for 3.
Yeah, at first it looked like they didn't give him the yards, but he definitely caught that. There's no way it was incomplete, so just a bit of a weird stumble there, and now Portland trying to get this drive going.
South throws outside, incomplete there, was offline with that throw, and that will effectively end the drive at the 40. I doubt they'll attempt a 56-yarder.
I mean, we could see if David John has the leg in him, going for a career high. Why not start now?
Well, 56 would probably be an SFL record. They are, I would have to confirm with Commissioner Cameron Irvine, but they're going to back up and punt, which I think is the smart decision. It will be it will be the third punt tonight here for Dominic Birkin, and Birkin sends it to this left-hand side. It bounces once and will die at about the 6-yard line. Nice kick.
Yeah, good kick, and I guess that's why I'm a lineman and not a coach, because I think I might have trusted my kicker there, but definitely the right call. Get that punt, get that field position that challenged you earlier, make Houston work against the same thing, see if they can drive the full 94 yards to the end zone. Your defense has been putting up really big stops here tonight, and this is where you can win the field position battle.
First and 10. Houston starts at their own 6-yard line with 4.5 to go in the second. Warren Murray still on his feet. Murray continues running and picks up 9. Some of the toughest earned 9 yards tonight.
That was the most exciting 9-yard run I think I've ever seen in my life. He's able to break off of 2 tacklers there at the line. Just looked like he was dead to rights there. Breaking another tackle in the open field, and he's just so hard to bring down, and we'll see if that has any ripple effects here later on down the road.
Here is the carry. Murray stopped short there. 3rd and 1 upcoming.
Amon takes getting into the backfield, getting to him early, and that's exactly what you need to do to stop Murray. Because if you don't stop him early, he will take a mile if you give him an inch.
Amon takes 7 tackles for loss this season. Here is the give, left side, Murray with room. Murray, little stop and go. Warren Murray across the 35, and he'll be out to the 8-yard line, 1st and 10.
And that is the power of the Houston run game. Murray's just so dangerous with the ball in his hands, no matter what. Even if you think you can stop him, he's able to break a tackle and get out into the open field. And Houston, they started with some bad field position, but now they've gotten themselves almost up to midfield, and the field position game is almost irrelevant to them, it seems like.
Warren Murray, 11 carries, 61 yards, now back up to pace with 5.5 yards per carry, punishing this Portland defense as the game continues. Speaking of punishment, how about a sack for Bernard Patterson? What a day he's had so far.
And a really great job of getting off the block there, getting a sack. He has a tackle for loss in this game. Now he's picking up his sack. That's his 4th sack of the season. That leads the team.
2nd and 14. Bump for coverage here. Here is Johnson who fires. That is a pickup of 6.
A good throw. They had a hole that they were dug in, but Horrell making the catch. Looks like his first catch of the game, and now we have a 3rd and 4 situation. This is where it matters the most. Portland's defense has looked really strong, and we'll see if they can hold up here on 3rd and 4.
3 receivers wide. Kentez under center. Handoff. Murray dropped in the backfield, and Portland gets the stop.
Absolutely huge stop for Portland. That was Robert Brar getting there first, making the stop.
That'll be the 2-minute warning. We are all tied up at 3. Portland going to get the ball back. An exciting game. Make sure everyone you know is here for Houston and Portland Week 6 action. Brian Adams for Houston to kick this one away. Ryan, last drive, Warren Murray over 13,000 career rushing yards, one of the best backs in SFL history. Want to make sure we congratulate Mr. Murray for going over 13K.
And he deserves it. Those 13,000 yards he has earned because he has just been so dominant for this team. 6 seasons with Houston, earned all 13,000 with Houston, and he's really just done some great things for this offense.
I think I would put him at the 3rd best Houston Hyena of all time, behind DR Sim and Eddie Gage, which, I mean, you really can't get much better than either of those two, and then you add Murray on top of that. Flip out to Truzman with some space. Truzman with a block, and Everett Garrison and Brady Clark are heat-seeking missiles for John Truzman tonight.
Yeah, Truzman must have done something to them because it seems personal there out on the field. They're laying down some huge hits onto Truzman. He's taking them like a champ. Give him credit where it's due. He's really been able to stand up after all these hits and still keep pounding the rock.
4 receivers wide against Houston's 3-2. Here is South on 1st and 10. Will fire out to the left side. Caught for 5. Now they're going to go hurry up. 4 receivers split out. Truzman offset to the left of South. South corrals the high snap, fires on the out route, and it's dropped. Incomplete.
And that is not what you want as a receiver. Just a drop there on what was, the momentum was going into your favor. This offense obviously wanting to be hurry up. That was a chance where you catch that ball, get the first down, get out of bounds, set your team up for another first down. But now they have a 3rd and 5. They still got the clock to worry about. We'll see what they can do here.
4 receivers wide. 3-2 look out of Houston on 3rd and 5. South dials up and throws an interception. Brady Clark coming back the other way, and he will get out to the 46. What a play by Brady Clark, his 4th interception of the season.
And Matt South with his 13th interception thrown this season, and what a great play by Brady Clark. He saw the route the entire way, able to jump it, get the pick, and now Houston with just under a minute remaining, they're going to try to drive up the field here. They definitely have a chance. Portland defense has looked good, but Houston has shown they're capable of these big plays, and they can get down the field here quickly, get some quick points going into halftime.
All 3 timeouts could double their score with about 15 yards. Johnson under center, bunch formation. Kentez going to throw, dumps it out to Warren Murray out of the backfield, and Murray's cut down after a pickup of 4 on the Portland bench.
Yeah, Champion getting a good stop there, knocking him out of bounds, unfortunately. Portland obviously wants to keep that clock going, try to keep them in bounds so that the clock keeps going, and Houston has to either burn a timeout, play some hurry up, try to get up the field, try to ruin their timing just a little bit.
Frank Champion, 7th season in the league. First one here with Portland, has played for Florida and Vancouver. Here is Johnson, going to dump it out to Murray out of the backfield. Murray picks up a couple more, and a very similar play as Champion knocks him out of bounds on the Portland bench.
And a good job by Murray getting out of bounds here on both of those plays. We talked about what a great career he's had, and that veteran presence has continued to show here because he's able to get out of bounds, because he's able to make these big plays and keep going after it. Now Houston, they have a 3rd and 1 here. If they don't convert, they might have to punt again.
At the 37, be over a 50-yard kick if they wanted to try it. 2 receivers wide. Johnson moves up in the pocket, slings one, and it's almost picked off. Dangerous throw, making the deflection there on the outside was Dakota Johansson.
Yeah, Johansson definitely wanting that ball back. He definitely just dropped the ball, hit him right in the hands, let it fall to the ground. And that is just upsetting as a defender, trying to make that play when you can shift the momentum into your favor, get that ball back to your team, but he's unable to come up with it.
Brian Adams is on to punt this one away with 40 seconds left in the half. Art Vandelay will call for a fair catch, but he will let it bounce, and it will roll down and be downed at the 4-yard line.
And this will be a tough get for Portland if they want to try to get up the field. They only have 2 timeouts. There's only 33 seconds left on the clock. I wouldn't be surprised if they just try to run the ball, take this into halftime, and see where you can go from there.
They would need quite the distance in order to put any points on the board. They do have a star kicker, but I don't think he can kick 100-plus yarders. 2 in the backfield. Farmer, the fullback, they'll give to Truzman. Truzman stop and go, picks up 6. I thought he might have had something there, Ryan, but they will just elect to kill the clock.
Yeah, and that's the right move. Going into halftime, you're going to get the ball back after this drive. Once you hit the 3rd quarter, they're going to get the ball back. So obviously they'll just get a chance to kind of redo it and try to pick something up.
Single back in the backfield, 2 receivers wide. South going to throw here at the end of the first half. We'll dump it out to Truzman, and he takes more punishment here on this near side. And that will take us to the end of one half, 3-all in a very tight game, Ryan.
Yeah, both of these defenses have really stepped up here tonight. Portland obviously has been one of the shining defenses here, able to limit the great Warren Murray to only 59 yards going into halftime. The linebackers and the defensive line here stepping up huge for them. And on the other side, Houston, they've also had some great plays. Their pass defense has really been shining, getting those pass breakups and not letting the receivers really get any space, and that's limited both of the teams' scoring efforts to only 3 points apiece. We'll see going into halftime what adjustments they can make and what they can do better to try to get their offense going, try to read the defense a little bit better, and try to get more points on the board.
Both teams pretty even in terms of time of possession and yardage even. It's a pretty fair bout down the line, and Ryan, we said this was a game that Portland had to keep close because Houston could definitely, get out of hand with it and just really put the hurting to the Fleet. Their defense has stepped up in a big way and kept Houston from making the big play, before that interception, and that really has kept the Fleet in this game. And this is the style of the game the Fleet would look to play in, with some success, which we talked about.
Yeah, if they can keep the game close, anything can happen here in the SFL. Those final 2 minutes are going to be crucial in this matchup, and the defenses just need to hold true. Try not to, let any big plays through, and the offenses need to not make any mistakes. Only one interception for Matt South today, none on Houston's side, so no turnovers. If you limit the mistakes, the results will come.
So we will prepare for the second half here in the Shipyard, giant ship in the side of the stadium. Very interesting stadium. You gotta love it. This new Portland Fleet team has had a rough start to season 15, but that's why we play the games. They can still go 6-6, and the one way to do that, or even better, they in theory could go 7-5, Ryan. The only way to do that is to win this second half, and they start with the ball. Art Vandelay will bring it out. And I like the preemptive spin move before the guy's even up on you. That's a safe move. I like that.
Yeah, he's preparing himself. He knows it's going to come, so at least try to make the move out there. And now Portland, they're going to come onto the field here in this the third quarter, rather, trying to come out swinging. You got to make a mark on this team, show your offense is not to be messed with, and that is going to be the test here.
Andy Hamilton along with Ryan Caudill in the booth for tonight's game. John Trusman picks up 4. We also have Benjamin Warner and Mark Chisholm on stats. Producer and Commissioner Cameron Irvine pushing the 1s and 2s for us. And we are ready for the second half of action. And they start with a Trusman run, which is good to try and get him involved. 23 carries, 58 yards. Last week, he is up to 11 carries and 27 yards this evening. Split backs, Twins top of the screen. 4-4 look out of Houston. South under center will look to sling it. Short drop, and he will get dropped in the backfield in a hurry. I believe that was Mike Baker with the sack.
Yeah, Baker just getting his hands on Matt South. Even though he had a blocker on him, you'll see it here. He just puts his hands on South. Don't let him go anywhere. Tear him to the ground.
That will set up a 3rd and 10. Not impossible, but definitely hard to overcome as you take a look at Everett Garrison there on the bottom of your screen, manned up against this 5 wide receiver set. South short drop, fires, and completes for a first down to the 43. Right when Portland looked like they might have been on the ropes for this drive, they convert.
Yeah, and Art Vandelay is a great guy to go to. Going up the middle, he makes the catch, takes the hit, gets that first down, and Portland definitely going to be seeing a lot more of this as this game progresses. They like to do these slant patterns whenever they're going for those quick, 6-7 yard gains that they need, and that was exactly what the doctor ordered. Keep this drive going.
4 wide receivers wide. Nickel look here out of this Houston defense. Matt South in the gun. Here will look to throw. South has plenty of time in the pocket, throws underneath, and it's deflected. Nice deflection there by Brody Gulch, the rookie.
Yeah, Brody Gulch, their first round pick 4th overall in the draft, and he has been really good for this team. 5 tackles for loss this season and 4 passes defended, coming up with a 5th there. Just a really good player that they were able to snatch up early.
Gulch, I remember he was projected by some teams to go 1st overall, and it was kind of surprising when he did not. And now here in Houston has been doing well for the Hyenas on a 3-2 record. And that, again, is Brady Clark, who just finds Truzman.
I'm telling you, there is a grudge there. Something between Truzman and Garrison and Clark, they all got something going between them, and Truzman is paying for it dearly.
Sets up a 3rd and 9, quickly back to 3rd down. They've used this formation a couple times on 3rd down and have converted a couple times. South fires, and that is just out of the arm's reach of the receiver. It actually wasn't a bad throw to Weston. It just was too far.
And it looked like the defender was almost there a little bit early for Weston. Maybe took a hit, maybe bumped into a defender quickly, not quite able to get to that ball. And now Portland, with a 4th and 9, they're going to have to punt.
Kicker is on here, or punter, I should say, is on here for Portland. Dominic Birkin, 6'2", 215. A little bit of a low snap, corrals it, and sends it. Kai Cash, the return man, will field it and head off this left side. Nice return out to the 23-yard line of Houston. And with 8:37 left, this Hyenas offense will take over for the first time in the second half. And Ryan, if we know anything about SFL games, sometimes it's the tale of two halves.
It really is. You know, the first half, it could be low scoring like ours is. And then coming into the second half, the offense figures out what the defense has been doing, and they just light it up. We'll see what Houston can do on their first drive of the second half.
We are 39.5 points away from the over, so if Jack's data has anything to say about it, then my guess is we're in for a big second half. And that run from Murray is only good for 2.
Yeah, 40 points, that's light work when you got Warren Murray on your team. Those are just drops in the bucket for Houston.
4-3 look out of the Portland fleet here on 2nd and 8. 2 in the backfield. Dax Lewis, the tight end, here on the bottom side of the line. Here is Johnson to throw. Fires, caught. Wow. Threads the needle with that throw. A little bit of a razzle-dazzle to the 44.
They put a little extra on it, and DR Sim coming up with a huge catch. He has had a huge career here in Houston, also in Baltimore for a season, and just making a good catch like he always does.
First catch of the night for Mr. Sim. Seems like he might have taken the first half as a little bit of a vacation. You know, doctors get paid well. They like to take, extravagant vacations from what I've heard. That vacation will end here in the second half. It'll be 1st and 10 after the grab. Johnson going to take a deep shot on the corner. Post route deflected. Was looking for Brown there.
Yeah, beautiful play by Dakota Johansson there. Making up for that dropped interception and making a good play on the ball. Leroy Brown trying to come down with it. He's their best receiver for the Hyenas, and he just loses the 1v1.
Gun look here for Johnson. Warren Murray flanks off to his right side. 4-3 look out of Portland. Johnson pumps once, fires on a corner route. Caught! DR Sim, first down yardage to the 25.
DR Sim definitely came back from his vacation a little bit early, making a huge catch there for some big yards. And now Houston's offense is kind of moving now. They had Leroy Brown get active in the first half, and now DR Sim getting involved. And this is a dual threat. When you have the running game that they have, this offense is starting to cook up some magic.
Johnson in this offense, 5 yards away from the red zone. They're going to spread 4 wide. Murray offset to the right. Portland is going to play bump. Handoff Murray right up the middle with room. Murray spins twice, has the first down yardage to the 14 and 11-yard scamper for Warren Murray.
And that just shows why he's such an amazing halfback for Houston. He's just able to break tackles, find the holes, and get upfield so easily. Look at that spin move, just nasty. And there's nothing Portland can even do about it.
Something about a offensive lineman in the league talking about how great a running back is just kind of makes your ears perk up. And Warren Murray, a good one, and I'm sure that his offensive linemen appreciate him. Floater, back of the end zone, caught, touchdown. It doesn't get you much easier than that. The doctor is in the house, and Houston takes the lead.
Doctor is in the end zone there. Great play, great drive by Houston. They're finally able to hook up with DR Sim, and Leroy Brown got involved, and obviously with Warren Murray, they definitely have found their step, and that was a great drive.
Right over the head of Dakota Johansson, and it will set up Houston with a 6-point lead, their first lead of the night. For those of you just tuning in, Portland jumped out to an early 3-0 lead. Houston answered with a 3-point response of their own, and now DR Sim gets into the end zone to make it 10-3. Let's send it over to Commissioner Cameron Irvine for a game break from the SFL studios.
Thank you, Andy. Portland is not the only winless team competing tonight. London at Atlanta just got a bomb from Angus McLean to Fox Highwind, and with 17 seconds to go in the first half, it's tied in Atlanta at 13.
Well, that's incredibly interesting that both teams with no wins on their marker are having good nights. Ryan, I know you were ordering some upsets in the SFL coming out of last week, and you might, I mean, you have the chance at both of them tonight, and maybe just get both of them.
Yeah, hopefully we get both the upsets tonight. I'm sure that the Portland Fleet are desperate for a win. Same with the Knights, and these are two tough teams that they're playing that are not going to go down without a fight. So if they can obviously pull off the wins here tonight, who knows what they're capable of going down the back half of the season.
South fires underneath, and I will remind everyone watching, don't click away from this game because it's incredibly close. What you want to do is make sure you have both games up at once. I always enjoy watching multiple games at once when they happen. I like to turn the sound on between the two. If not, just keep them both on and loud. That way I can't hear anything, but I enjoy watching the SFL action nonetheless.
Just deafen yourself. That's fine.
5 down for Houston. Here's the toss out to Truzman off this right-hand side. Again, just a few inches short there, Ryan.
Yeah, his coach is going to have to teach him how to run an extra foot each time he runs, because he seems to be just a few short every single time I've seen him come up with the ball, and that is just about as close as it can get.
6'2", 230, and if he was 6'3", this Portland team would have a lot more first downs. Here's the give, left side. Truzman has the first down and more. Truzman threw one. Nice run from John Truzman to get to the 47. It looked like if he could have broke one or two more, he might have been off to the races.
Yeah, Brady Clark coming up with a big open field tackle, but if he was able to get that stiff arm that he went for, he would have been gone to the house completely. And so a really good run for Truzman, and that is showing of what is capable of this Fleet offense. We didn't really see them get going as much as they would have liked to be going, but Truzman is definitely showing flashes of greatness tonight.
2 wide receivers split out. Truzman the lone back. 2 tight ends on the line. South short drop. Fires near side. Caught by Weston. Weston still on his feet and gets out across midfield to the Houston 49.
Hey, he breaks a tackle, and he was fighting so hard to get out of that tackle. His momentum carried about 10 yards horizontally backwards. And still a good gain by Weston. Still getting the yardage. Still getting the completion. And that's exactly what Portland needs.
2 in the backfield. Give. Truzman bottled up in the backfield. Not going to get anywhere with that run.
Yeah, Ethan Kai, the strong safety, coming up with a big stop on Truzman in the open field. Now you have a 3rd and 8 for Portland. These situations, they like to go with the slants up the middle. We'll see what they can do here. It's a good play for them, and they got 5 wide for it.
5 wide. No one in the backfield. South under center. 3-2 look out of Houston. 5-step drop, check down to a wide open receiver, has the first down yardage. They just run that little hook route there, Ryan, and it works to perfection. The receiver's open, turns upfield, and just picks up the yards needed.
Yeah, that route right there shows a lot of holes in the defense, because sometimes those linebackers will be set about 5-7 yards back, and so that hook route gets right in front of them, right in front of their zones, and the receiver can take it upfield as they need to. It's a good play.
They'll try and run it again. Wow, what a athletic venture there from the big defensive tackle.
Yeah, Walter Lawrence, one of the unsigned players, able to get his hands up and break up that pass. That's about as much jumping as you'll see from a defensive tackle. All 315 pounds of him getting up in the air.
That looked like Free Willy going over the bridge in the movie. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Everyone at home knows. 2nd and 10 from the 41 after that stalled play. Houston has a lot of guys in the box, 8. No receivers out there for Portland, just some tight ends. Here's the give. Truzman left side. Truzman just back to the line of scrimmage. Portland desperately trying to get this run game going.
Yeah, he tried to bounce to the outside, couldn't quite find the hole. The hole didn't open up for him up the middle, and Everett Garrison saw it all the way and makes another tackle on Vandalay, or Truzman rather. It's just a really good play by the Houston defense. Now you have a 3rd and long here for Portland.
3rd and 10 from the 41. South takes the shotgun snap. Gonna float one down the backside. Picked off. Intercepted by Houston. And rising to his feet on the return. What a play by Jacob Clear to pick off Matt South.
And that was just an amazing play by Clear. He's able to see the route all the way. That ball comes towards him, and he's able to fly up in the air like an eagle, taking that ball away, and a huge interception for Houston that just completely kills any and all momentum that the Fleet had going forward. And Clear getting yet another interception.
So look at Warren Murray's numbers. 15 carries, plenty of yards, and I would imagine that they are going to give him more carries here down the stretch with a 7-point lead. 3 minutes to go in the 3rd. Give to Murray off this left side, and Murray will pick up a couple.
Yeah, still driving up the middle, and Portland's able to bottom him up just a little bit, but not before he gets the 3-4 yards that he needed. And Houston's offense, if they can put together the same kind of drive that they had last drive, they're in for some good points here.
Nickel look out of Portland's defense. Here is the give to Murray off this right side, and Murray bottled up in the backfield. Mel Davis there, Brawler there in a hurry again.
Brawler has been having an amazing game today. 5 tackles, 2 of them for a loss, and that was a great stop, able to bring him down. And the whole front 7 of Portland has been coming up huge and able to limit this run game and limit the damage that they've been doing.
Brawler leading the Fleet in tackles. Bump here out of Portland, 3rd and 7. We've seen Houston break that coverage once. Let's see what they can do here on 3rd down. Kentez fires, caught. Dax Lewis across the middle for the first down.
Yeah, really great play. Dax Lewis able to just barely get out in front of the defender. And Kentez Johnson puts an absolute dime right where the ball needed to go. You see there's a defender covering him. Another one coming up trying to make the play, but it was right where it needed to be, and a good completion, good first down for Houston.
New set of downs here at the 44, still outside of field goal range. They do have Cappuccino waiting in the wings if they can pick up another 10, 15 yards. 2 in the backfield, give Murray. Murray left side will pick up a couple before being dragged down.
And Stock making a good play there. It looked like it was the front 7 making yet another stop, but the secondary still able to step up, and they're going to have to do something more than just trying to give the ball to Warren Murray if they want to pick up a first down.
2 receivers bottom of the screen. DR Sim in the slot. Here is the throw from Johnson. Johnson fires underneath, almost taken away. That would have been something.
It really would have. He's able to get to the ball and make the play on it. And if Portland, if they can get a takeaway here, that would be huge for the momentum and also for the field position. They're not in a bad spot here. If they get the takeaway, if they can, even limit Houston, they can get some decent field position.
3rd and 8, important 3rd down for both teams. 4 down linemen for Portland. Johnson gonna drop back, finds the open receiver, it's dropped! In and out of the hands of the receiver who could have brought it in and picked up the first down and kept the drive alive. Mathis couldn't hang on to it.
Yeah, a bit of butterfingers there, and that's why he's not one of those top 3 wide receivers for Houston. And it looked like Portland would have had a chance there to pick the ball off, try to do something, but instead it just falls to the ground, and now they're going to be it looks like Houston's going to be able to pin them deep in their own territory.
Kick is away. Portland did come after it. And this one will bounce at the 4 and into the end zone. Houston will not be able to keep that one out, and Portland will start at their own 20-yard line. Matt South coming back out. Interception on the last drive, which stalled it out, and they put him in some interesting spots, but got to take care of the football.
Yeah, exactly. You can't have another interception here. Their last couple drives, to begin the half, it was a punt, and then it was an interception. And to end the half last time, their drive, they had an interception as well. So it was really some rough outings here recently for Portland's offense.
Down short. That one is caught. 4-yard pickup for Weston.
Yeah, and hopefully if they can limit this ball, they can get down the field. That's the biggest thing. They need to match Houston's touchdown they had earlier. They need to keep this game close because with the defense that they have, any game can go in their favor.
2nd and 5 here from their own 25-yard line. Houston has 8 in the box. Here is South going to throw. South fires across the middle. Caught. First down yardage to the 45. And that defense for Houston tonight, Ryan, has struggled against the pass.
Yeah, the pass, and a man named Connor Weston has been able to get his hands on the ball tonight. A few drops, but still some good plays like this one, able to find the open spot in between the zones. And that is really a good bright spot for Portland, is they're able to get this ball out to their wide receivers, both Weston and Vandalay having some really good games.
3-2 look out of Houston now. South quick drop, quick out route is complete for 2 yards. Wow, almost running over Jacob Bouvet there on the sideline. Garrison was there in a quick.
Yeah, Garrison is a man on a mission tonight. He is trying to bring down every single Portland player right in their tracks, and more power to him. That's exactly what you want from a cornerback. He's been hitting them hard and hitting them fast all day today.
It's the 56th play from Portland on their 9th drive. 2 backs in the backfield, 3 receivers wide. South, quick drop. Pressure coming, has to get rid of it, and that'll be incomplete. It'll bring up 3rd and 6.
Yeah, and good job by Matt South to actually get that ball out of his hands. Mike Baker hitting him right when he was about to throw it.
11 minutes to go. 7 points the difference between Portland and Houston. Don't go anywhere. Get your 4s up in the chat. Third and 6. Need to get past midfield to pick up the first down. Toss underneath. Caught and tackled short of the line to gain. The play made there for Houston by the defense.
Houston defense actually coming up huge there on the stop. It looked like the receiver was actually going to be able to get outside, but a good open field tackle there. And now Portland, they have to punt again, and this is going to be killing them if they can't get a drive past the midfield mark.
11th punt from these two teams. And Houston coming after this one. It's blocked. It is blocked by the Hyenas. And the Portland Fleet are going to down that one at the 46. They came off the edge, and Dominic Birkin could not get the kick away.
Wow, there are 3 sides to this game. There are 3 parts. There's offense, there's defense, and there's the third one everyone forgets about, and that is special teams. And Houston's special teams making a great play there. Now, at a point when they were looking like they were about to be pinned deep in their own territory, going to have a long drive ahead of them. Now they just have the 54 yards that they have to gain. Great block by Houston.
Out routed to the top of the screen is caught. 8-yard pickup to the 46-yard line.
Yeah, and a good play by Houston. This offense has really gotten going here in the second half. They've kind of figured out what the defense is throwing at them, and the passing attack anyway has really found its mark. And Warren Murray still, though he's been having these big runs, this isn't kind of the games that he's used to. He's been held to under 100 yards thus far.
First catch of the night by Brian Harrell sets up This 2nd and 2 from the 45-yard line. Houston holding on to a 7-point lead, trying to extend it. 3-4 look out of Portland. They will give Murray on a counter play left. Warren Murray into the open field. Can he get past the last defender? Murray down to the 15. What a run.
And just when I say he's not performing like he normally does, he proves me wrong. I called his name and he answered. He gets a huge play here up the sides of the field, and his defense or his offense just wasn't fast enough to even catch him to try to get those blocks upfield. He's just so fast.
1st and 10 at the 15-yard line. 9.5 minutes to go in the 4th. 4-3 look out of Portland's defense. They give Murray off this right-hand side. Murray through one. Murray to the pylon. He got there. Touchdown, Houston. Take that baby to the crib. The Hyenas extend the lead.
What a amazing, powerful run from Warren Murray. He says, I'll do it myself. The ball gets in his hands. He's such a dangerous man, getting to the outside, and he had only defensive linemen to run past. And if you're trying to outrun a defensive lineman, that's just about the easiest thing anyone on the football field can do.
Portland going to challenge the spot of this football. It was close, Ryan. I won't deny that. Well, let's see what Ref 62 takes a look at.
Yeah, it looked like number 99, Frank Champion for Portland, got there right at the goal line, and I thought Murray's knee might have gone down there quickly. It's going to be very close. I think that ball gets in before the knee goes down.
Jacob Bouvette willing to risk the timeout. Let's see what they say. They will overturn it. They're going to pull that touchdown off the board, and Portland is going to keep their timeout and reset up for 1st and goal.
Great challenge by the coaching staff there, and he definitely saw something we didn't. It's going to be on the goal line, so it'll be definitely a hard one to stop. But if your defense can be as stout as they've been all game, we'll see what they can do.
I think DJ Sim is in the game. They're going to give left side, stretching it out, trying for the goal line. No. Short of the line to gain. DJ Sim is stopped. It'll be 2nd and goal.
Wow, that was a really great stop by Portland, hitting him right at the goal line. It was so close. It looks like he did not get in, and now the chains actually moved back just about a half a yard, so now it'll be even harder for Murray to get into the end zone.
Murray back in the game. McMichaels flanks him. Give Murray, walk the dog, touchdown, Houston. They retake the lead, right back out in front.
And the Houston offensive line standing up huge there. Alistair Johnson and Zane Zello, both of them making some huge blocks. And you see the guard spot there open up for the hole right into the end zone. And Murray will take that every day of the week. And now Houston, they're up 2 scores. And Portland's offense is going to have to get something going. Try to get the passing game. I don't know. Something they've got to do because they have to match the Hyena offense.
McMichaels leading the way along with Alistair Johnson and Zane Zello. Always want to make sure we're giving our shout-outs to the big boys up front. And the kick is on the way and good there from Nico Cappuccino. Download CrowdPlay, our new partner for 2020. Play the game about the game. Follow the action. Answer questions for a chance to win a share of the $1,000 prize pool. Your next chance to win is tomorrow, 4:30 Eastern, when Arizona takes on Denver. Visit crowdplay.com for more information. CrowdPlay, the wonderful app, $1,000 on the line tomorrow. Make sure you guys are there for Arizona and Denver. Ashley Jackson and Josh Miller doing battle. Return here from Art Vandelay, popped at the 27.
These Hyenas have really got some bite in them. They are just taking it to the fleet. They have been taking some huge hits all game long. Vandelay gets one, but Truzman's been the brunt of most of them, and they're making them pay across the board.
Down by 14. They are going to rely on Matt South, who is 23 of 35 tonight for 65% completion percentage, only 4.8 yards per attempt, though. 4 receivers wide. Here is South going to throw. Oh, that had to have been interference. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, it looked like he got a little bit held there, but it was 5 yards out. We'll see. If there was no flag called, linebacker definitely had a hand on him, and Weston couldn't even dive to get to that ball.
8:48 to go here in the fourth. 3 receivers wide. Truzman offset to the left. Nickel look here out of Houston. South is under center at the 27-yard line, looking to throw. Stands in the pocket. Sidearm is caught right up to the 43-yard line.
And that slant has been this offense's bread and butter. Weston getting another catch on another slant, and that one just went right in the breadbasket. Perfect throw by Matt South. He's going to need a lot more of those on this drive, get them upfield.
Need 2 touchdowns to tie this thing up. Field goals will not do any more here with 8.5 and ticking to go. 2 in the backfield here, 2 receivers wide. 4-4 look out of this Houston defense on first down. Give left side, Truzman! No, not this time. Bottled up by Brody Gulch.
Yeah, Brody Gulch is a name you're going to be hearing for a very long time here in the SFL. He has been so good. He was so dominant in the minor leagues, and that has translated here tonight. He has a tackle for loss. I believe that's his second of the day. He got a sack. He's just been all over the place.
2 in the backfield again. 4 look here out of Houston. Give to Truzman. Truzman has some yards. There is, however, a flag, and my guess is it's going to be holding.
Yeah, definitely a misstep by the offensive line, and you cannot have holding penalties this late in the game when you're down by so much. Those will just kill a drive. You add 10 yards onto the 10 that you already have to get. That is just a killer. Huge, huge mistake by the offensive line.
Nelson Lozano, the tight end, is the offender, and they will back it up. 2nd and 23, and this is an important play here. You got to get at least 5-10 yards here to have a shot on 3rd down. Need to get all the way into Houston territory. Here is the throw. Nice throw from South. They'll pick up about 11, and that'll put them in an opportunity here on 3rd down. Gene Valentine, the catch.
Yeah, good play from the field position they are. That would be a first down normally. And if they run that play again, it gets to 12 yards. That'll be another first down. So they need to do something similar. Some kind of slant that they've been doing. Hit your receivers, and you can't let this drive stall out because of that holding penalty.
Under 7 minutes to go here. 5 receivers wide. South under center. 3-2 look out of Houston. They only bring 3. South stands in the pocket, delivers across the middle, and that is caught. First down, yardage. Catch made by Vandelay.
Yeah, great play and great throw by Matt South. He has really put some dimes into the hands of his receivers. They are coming up with some good plays in the passing game here in the second half especially. He needs to keep this going and keep this drive from stalling.
Portland hanging around here. Time continuing to roll off the clock. Here is South, going to take a couple steps on a drop, flip it out to his receiver in the backfield, spinning, and that'll be 6 yards there out of the backfield. Nice catch there made by Lozano.
A really good play, and not something you usually see from a tight end on what looked like it was a screen pass, but he still makes the spin move, breaks the tackle, gets the positive yardage, and what looked like it would have been a loss for Portland, they turn it into a positive, and we'll see what they can do here. 2nd and 4, they're in field goal range. They can't turn the ball over.
South now up over 200 yards, up to 219, 5.5 yards per attempt. They have picked up their length in passes. Here is the toss outside right at the sticks. They're going to mark him short. They will give him the catch right up to the 31, though.
Yeah, it looked like he was right on that line to gain. They're not giving it to him, just a little bit short, and he's getting a little bit of the Truzman treatment where he's just a little bit short of the line.
This is the part of the game where I'd like to see a Jacob Farmer fullback run right up the middle, not even in on the play. 2 tight ends here against a 5-3 defense. South, short drop, unpressured, throws the out route, caught, first down yardage, beautifully scripted.
A great play, great catch by Connor Weston, and able to keep that foot in bounds. That was key to keeping this drive alive, and that is exactly what they needed. Now, the Portland offense is finally starting to pick up a little bit. They've kind of figured out what the Hyenas are going to throw at them. and they were able to produce here. Well, they need to turn it into points.
Heavy backfield, 2 in the backfield. Farmer, the fullback. 4-3 look out of Houston with a safety walked up to the line. Give left side to Truzman. Truzman tackled right at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, good play there by the defense. It looked like it was Bob Funk there getting there first, and a good play by the Houston defense.
Garrison in on the tackle. There's a look at Brady Clark. 2nd and 10 here at the 25. Now just under 5 minutes to play here in the 4th. Split backs here for South. He will throw. Short drop, fires underneath on an under route, and that is good for 6. Now going to go into hurry-up mode.
Yeah, they need that quick gain. They need to get another one here. They can't afford to give up the ball. They need to get a first down.
3rd and 4. Split backs again. South going to try on a corner route. Tipped up and incomplete. Jacob Clear there to get a hand to it. 4th and 4, Ryan. It's decision time.
Yeah, Jacob Clear almost getting his 2nd interception of the game. They were going towards Vandalay, and now Portland with a 4th and 4. They have to go for it. You are in 4-down territory, down 14 in the 4th quarter. They have to get some short yardage. This drive needs to result in a touchdown for them to have any chance at winning this game.
Offense still out on the field. 4 wide against a 3-2 look. Houston showing man coverage. Truzman in the backfield. South, short drop, gonna fire. Wide open receiver caught on the go route. Perfect throw, perfect catch.
Yeah, Vandalay coming up huge. Great catch, taking the hit, and they still get upfield.
1st and goal. They're going to go to it again, and it's caught! No! Yes! Touchdown, Portland! Unbelievable grab from Vandalay at the back line, and it's Matt South's 3rd touchdown of the season.
And just a beautiful lob from Matt South. He puts it right into the hands of Art Vandalay, who does a beautiful toe tap kind of cradle, keeping himself in bounds and getting that touchdown for Portland. That was exactly what they needed. If this defense can hold the Houston offense up again, Portland can definitely get the ball back. They definitely have another chance back into this game. That touchdown was huge.
1st touchdown catch of Art Vandalay's young career. 1st touchdown for Portland in their last 18 quarters of SFL action. It took all the way till 4:23 left in the 4th here against Houston, and they are going to line up the onside to try and go do it again, Ryan.
Yeah, it doesn't matter how you get the points as long as they get onto the board. Now, this onside kick here is crucial. They need to be able to get this. Hopefully they can for Portland's sake.
John to kick it. High bouncer is right into the hands of the Houston Hyenas. Collected right there. And that will mean 1st down yardage for Houston. Play made by Curtis White.
And I'm not sure that the onside kick was the best play call there. You give Houston some great field position. They can kick a field goal, and they can, pretty much ice this game. I think if you kick that ball away, give your defense a chance. You have the 3 timeouts. I like the kickoff play better, but the head coach has had something else in mind.
Warren Murray bottled up, only picks up 3. They do need a 1st down here. Not in field goal range just yet. Good linebacking from Portland. Going to try and keep Houston from moving the chains.
Yeah, and that was a really good stop. I mean, Murray going up the middle, he's very dangerous at any point in the field. So being able to stop him there, you need to get another stop, and you can prevent this offense from getting those points.
3-4 look out of Portland on 2nd and 7. Kentez Johnson, the veteran, going to take all the time off the clock as he can. Hand off Murray, left side. Murray trying to stretch it out. Will pick up another 2 yards. Nice job to put a hand on him in the backfield by Nuevo.
Yeah, Nuevo definitely having a big impact on that play. He got his hands on the feet, and it looked like he was going to get that tackle for loss, but Murray is just so strong, able to get out of that tackle, and even though he was slowed down, he still gets some positive yardage, and that was important for Houston as they're going to try to get into field goal range, try to put some points on the board and ice this game.
3rd and 5, 4-3 look out of Portland. Murray, the lone back here for the Houston Hyenas. They'll give up the gut to Murray, and he is stopped at the 34-yard line. Tackle made right there by Frank Champion. From here, Ryan, it would be a 51-yarder.
could be enough. We'll see what my favorite name in the SFL, Nico Cappuccino, has in his leg. He can definitely go for it. I think Houston should try to kick this ball away into the uprights, but they're going to punt it and go for the field position battle.
Brian Adams on to kick this one away. Nico Cappuccino, a perfect 7 for 7 in his career, kicked a 20-yarder earlier in the game. They are not going to give him an opportunity from 51. Adams kicks this top of the screen, going to try and pin the Fleet deep. It's going to bounce and be down beautifully at the 5-yard line. What a play for Houston just when they needed it. And that is Curtis White, who fielded the onside kick. He's the only one making plays on special teams, Ryan.
Not the only one. They had that block earlier. Remember, they are all over the place, defense and offensive side of the ball. Houston has all 3 sides of this game down.
5 receivers wide for Matt South. 3-2 look here out of the Houston defense. South stands in the pocket, delivers, caught, first down yardage.
Good play. Get that first down early. Get this drive going as soon as you can. Get an extra playoff before the 2-minute warning.
South does just that, fires, caught, first down to the 27, and that will take us to the 2-minute warning. A 1-possession ball game. Portland trying to drive on Houston. Don't go anywhere. Fresh set of downs here at the 27. 2 minutes to go for Portland. 2 backs in the backfield. Matt South stands in the pocket. Quick drop, quick throw. A wobbler is good for the first down.
That's 3 first downs in a row with this passing attack. They're moving up the field really effectively here on the 2-minute drill.
South throws again, caught. 9 more yards. At this rate, it'll only take 10 plays to get in the end zone.
And that's all you need. You got 3 timeouts. You got plenty of time to get down the field. They can do it.
2 backs in the backfield. South takes another drop. Gonna fire on a quarter route. Oh! Down this left sideline! Oh, is anyone gonna catch him? No! Touchdown, Portland Fleet! Take that baby to the crib!
And Connor Weston comes up when Portland needs it the most. What an amazing catch. He goes up, makes the play, makes a move onto the defender, breaks out, and he was gone from there. Amazing play by Portland. That is exactly what this offense needs. They tied up the game here in the 4th quarter. What a great, amazing play by the Fleet.
And he out-jumped the best cornerback in the SFL, Everett Garrison, to make it happen. If you're a Houston Hyenas fan, that just has to make you sick to your stomach. They drove twice on the slants, then they switch it to a corner route, the exact opposite. Houston bites inside leverage, Weston out-jumps Garrison, and just like that, we are 1 extra point away from tying it up. David John on to try and kick this one to 17 all. A little bit of a low snap kick on the way and through 17 all. And let's go to Commissioner Cameron Irvine in the SFL studios for a game break.
Thank you, Andy. Atlanta pulling ahead, but still a 2-score game when you're done in Portland. 8 minutes to go. Swarm lead London 34-20.
8 minutes to go in that game. 1:27 here in the 4th. Houston's Kai Cash brings this return out to the 22-yard line, and that is where this Houston offense will set up. And they have stuffed Murray. You almost have to go to the air here, Ryan.
Yeah, you're right. Portland's front 7 has really been unstoppable here tonight. They've been a brick wall. Murray still able to get a lot of yardage, but it hasn't been as efficient as he would expect. So they have to go through the air. Got to get Kentez Johnson involved, see what he can do for this team.
Johnson in the gun, 5 wide. Pressure coming. Down goes Kentez. Sack made, I believe, by Nuevo.
It was actually Gary Burney getting there first, getting a huge stop, and that was exactly what this offense or defense needed.
Johnson floats one underneath, caught. That'll be some of the yards back. Brian Harrell, and Houston takes a timeout to talk over 3rd and 7.
Good timeout call here because you could tell Portland had gotten the better of you on that first play. Second play, it was decent, what you needed, but now you have a 3rd and long, and you can't let Portland get that ball back. They have 3 timeouts. They could do the exact same thing and try and come back and win this game before we even think about overtime.
64 seconds left on the clock. 3rd and 7 from the 25. Kentez Johnson stands in the pocket, delivers, caught at the line. They will give the first down there to the receiver.
And that was killer for Portland. It was really close, and they gave it to him.
Underneath, same completion there is good. That one, though, was to Brian Harrell. Not a first down, only 8 yards. They'll line it up and do it again. Johnson pumps, fires underneath. Oh, deflected and incomplete. Right there was Mel Davis to put a hand on it.
Yeah, a great play and a great deflection. That was exactly what this defense needed. Whenever you have an offense like Houston that has been really good with the momentum in their favor all day, you're able to stop it, put an end to that. And now with the 3rd and 2, if you can get a stop here, your team can get the ball back and you can potentially try and drive down the field.
They look like they're going to play bump against this Houston 3-wide set. 2 in the backfield, 2 linebackers on the field for Portland. Johnson, short drop, late blitz coming from Portland. They fire, out of bounds and incomplete. Incomplete, and Portland gets a stand with 33 seconds left.
Wow, that was a huge, huge stand. Because at this point in the game, field goal range will win you the game. If you can get those 3 points on the board, you can win. And Hyenas were getting dangerously close to that point, but now they have to punt it away. And Portland, they're not going to have to drive very far. They're going to have to get about maybe 40 yards, depending on where the punt ends up being. And so this is very much Portland's game to win.
Adams on to kick it. Vandelay will call for the fair catch at the 24-yard line. They need roughly 50 yards to get into field goal range safely for David John, the rookie, to try and kick them to a win. 26 seconds, all 3 timeouts. Matt South, the quarterback, leads them on tonight. 72% completion percentage, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, an 87.9 QBR. Leading receiver, Connor Weston, number 83, with 144 yards, and the last touchdown to tie this thing up. South, short drop, fires underneath, caught, inbounds, and there's Portland's first timeout, 7-yard pickup.
Yeah, unfortunately, not quite the gain that they probably wanted. They definitely want some big plays here if you're going to have to expend a timeout for it. They like to attack the middle of the field often, so the hurry-up offense here probably not going to work very well with that middle of the field attack. Expect to see some more posts, some more corner routes, trying to get the ball out of bounds.
3 receivers wide, deathly silent here at the Shipyard. Matt South takes the drop, fires, caught, and out of bounds. Great play. It preserves a timeout with 19 seconds left and moves the chains.
Vandelay doing exactly what they need from him there, able to catch the ball, get out of bounds as quick as possible, and that moves the chains up. Now we're at the 39-yard line. This is about where Houston's drive stalled out last time, but Portland obviously with a different challenge here, 1st and 10, and if they can get the first down, they'll be looking at midfield. They'll be looking close to that field goal range.
4 receivers wide, 3-2 look out of the Houston Hyenas. Matt South on a 5-step drop, fires here, caught on the corner route, down this right sideline, or Vandelay, first down to the 34.
And that was huge. That was exactly the exact play that Portland needed. You needed to get there to the outside, get 20 yards on a play, and just beautiful play call. He's able to break off his defender. They were playing in what looked like zone coverage there versus man, and just a great play by Vandelay, getting close to field goal range for the Fleet.
10th reception, now 124 yards for Vandelay, and they're not going to waste any time. They're going to pull out the kicker for this 51-yard attempt. David John, perfect in his young SFL career. The rookie will line it up from the right hash. Snap back, hold down, kick on the way, and it's good! From 51 yards, David John has kicked the 0-5 Portland Fleet into the lead with 8 seconds left.
Oh my goodness, what a gutsy play call from the Fleet head coach, putting your rookie out there when it matters most, and he's able to do it, put it through the uprights. Amazing play by Portland, and if they're able to win this game, it'll be an amazing all-around game by the entire Fleet team.
Kai Cash, the far back man to return. 8 seconds left on the clock to live for the Portland Fleet. Cash will bring this one out and the timer starts. Spin move. Penalty flag is down with 5 seconds to go.
If that's a clipping penalty, if that's against the Fleet, that'll be huge for Houston field position. If they can get a big pass, call a timeout, they can get the field goal unit on.
Holding on the return team that will back Houston up. The Hyenas are down to basically their last couple shots here, Ryan. They have 2 timeouts, but with 5 seconds, you basically get two passes at most.
Yeah, with the 5 seconds they have, they can maybe go for a big play down the field. If they get that in 5 seconds somehow, they can call the timeout, get up there and try to go for another big play, but they're going to need a miracle.
Bunch formation, quick drop for Kentez, fires across the middle, caught, and 1 second left on the clock. They take a timeout. They're at the 23-yard line.
And this is where it matters most. The game's on the line. If Houston can get a huge play out of this offense and try to beat somehow this Portland defense, they're going to need a touchdown to win it. There's no way they can get a field goal at any point, so they're going to need a touchdown. This is going to need to be the game winner.
77 yards stand between the first win in Portland Fleet history and a touchdown for the Houston Hyenas to break the hearts of the Portland faithful. Kentez Johnson has 3 receivers wide. Dax Lewis, the tight end, is on the bottom of the formation. 5-step drop, fires across the middle, caught, tackled inbounds, and the Portland Fleet have won the first game in franchise history, a 20-17 win over the Houston Hyenas in Week 6.
And call it an upset. Portland Fleet coming out and attacking the game. Look at the passing yards that Matt South was able to put together today. 390 through the air. Amazing game by Portland all around. They have 2 receivers that went over 100 yards today. Art Vandelay and Connor Weston both having amazing, outstanding games. Truesman took some hits, but he was definitely a big part of this team's offense and getting forward. And not to mention the amazing defensive effort by the front 7 and the total 11 of the Fleet defense. Those 7 had some huge sacks, some huge tackle for losses, and some breakups, and they were able to limit what's a very powerful, very good Houston offense, which I thought was going to be able to penetrate them, but the front 7 of Portland stayed strong.
2 receivers for the Fleet go over 100 yards. Vandelay with 124 and a touchdown. Connor Weston 151 and a touchdown. At the end of the day, Matt South 40 of 54 for 74%, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks, and 393 yards gets the job done. On Houston's side, Kentez Johnson 20 of 30 for 1 touchdown, no picks, 212 yards. Warren Murray 23 carries, 131 yards and a touchdown, but the Hyenas fall short as David John kicks the Portland Fleet to their first win. And Ryan, if you had to pick a player of the game, where are you going?
100% it's Matt South for me. He was able to put together some amazing drives, especially in the back half of this game, putting the drives together, sending them down the field. I mean, you had the 2-minute drill that they got off where they were just able to drive up the field, get some big touchdowns. You see the big Connor Weston touchdown there. I think Matt South went above and beyond today, and he was a huge reason for the Fleet's first win of their young career.
For those of you who may just be tuning in, David John, the rookie, kicks the Portland Fleet to their first victory in franchise history over the Houston Hyenas. 51 yards sends the Portland Fleet home as winners, 1-5 through 6 weeks. I'm Andy Hamilton. That is Ryan Caudill, and Matt South is your player of the game with an 89.2 rating. Ryan, any final thoughts?
I am so happy to see an upset here in the SFL. Portland put together a great performance. They definitely deserve it, and here's to having more upsets.
For everyone at the Simulation Football League, head over to our YouTube page where we have the Atlanta Swarm taking on the London Knights right now. We want to thank you all for tuning in and congratulations to Portland. Have a great night.